Yo everybody, what's up? This is the Hexman, and today we're going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers 5.5 patch. I can't wait. So, I think I'm just going to jump right in. I've spent like 30 minutes trying to set up audio, make sure everything's good, so besides that, I'm just ready. I'm ready. So, let's go. And don't mind me if I take some swigs of drink every once in a while. Good news, Kruk. Thank good Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald. That was quick. And are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Also, forgive me, besides that 30 minutes of adjusting audio, I just woke up. Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone through the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alize, Gohatia, and Kruk, but I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though it hasn't been all tales of triumph. As you will have also heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we are taking steps towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems have landed on our lap. In our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back. Although I can't help noticing we are one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did. Repeatedly. But no, he's decided to linger in Alamiga to apprise Raban and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Poor Urianger. And mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed. It was just as Lise said. Worse, in fact, devastation as far as the eye can see. Nerva and the Third, however, are notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Zenos and Fandango? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into deathly silence, with one exception: the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it into what? That is a difficult thing to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, something like from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of the den were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind, magitech in other words. Yet as unnerving as... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. Yeah, probably a good idea. If Fandango could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same with the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger. Which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raban is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Yay, another stuffy meeting, as Alice would say. Then why not leave that to us? You must be worried from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on my way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay behind and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. Very well, I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak to Urianger before the meeting. Or I could just, teleport there. But that's neither here nor there now, is it? The Royal Menagerie is still closed to civilians. Fandango and his pets certainly left their mark. And yes, I will be referring to him as Fandango until such a time that I feel he does not deserve to be called that. Although I do like him. Well, if it isn't Alpha now and his merry band. Hey, you. Arnvald, I believe? Yeah. Excuse me. Arnvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you were away on a mission. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd grown a bit taller after the whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I am sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I found myself outgrew my boyish proportions. Though my breed had towered over me nonetheless. Arnvald is the best, brings out the best in Arnvald brings out the best in Arnvald. Arnvald brings out the best in Alphinaud, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. You should have seen him with Ostinian.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. It is no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
I'm trying to remember how to... There we go.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoid's disposal.
That's true, too.
But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his
Fandango.
world. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
God, I'm always so out of place. I love it.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy.
This is true, too.
'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
But they haven't come back, have they?
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when
I
they
guess
did,
technically return.
they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Oh yeah, good thing
Are
we
you
found
saying
the
they were
tempering.
tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
Oh yeah, you were being attacked, weren't you? At the end of the last one.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Yeah, this is true.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more.
Oh, I didn't see him up
Following
there.
the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
Tell me more.
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixo in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixo and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
Oh no, not my Garlean arms.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Zenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Trolotheroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first.
Yeah. Kinda have to stop the end of the world now.
Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task.
Fordola and
But I am
Ironbolt.
confident in my choice.
Yep.
What?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
She's like, don't speak for me, asshole.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
God, Raban is so cool.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Also, I'm calling it now. Ironvolt's gonna die.
Are you certain about this, Ironvolt?
Death flags for days.
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
I think Fordola's gonna make it, though. Maybe. I was gonna say, this isn't outside. Don't start talking here. As much as I'd like to hear what you're going to say, that is. Yep, that was the end of the cutscene. Ah. Alright. I accept that numbers can prove a hindrance when infiltrating the enemy territory, but why send only 2? If it's small talk you're after, look elsewhere. Fair enough. Have a nice day. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolver and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do something.
With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
She's like, bitch, I'm a prisoner. Does it matter what I want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Exactly.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Zenos at its head!
Hey, you served Zenos.
I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Ooh. Keep trying to hit the button to go forward.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Fist bump. Ah, I was hoping Alphino would be that one kid where it's like fist bump, then it's like.
If you finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate exactly?
That's a good question, actually.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Of course not.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
Let's do our stealth mission.
Well,
wearing armor.
We best not keep them waiting any longer.
Loud, clunky armor.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a Psalm's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Good pun there, Arnold. I'm gonna miss you being alive.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
This is also true.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try.
These are death flags for days. I respect it, but...
They're counting on me.
Yeah.
On us. So let's give it our all.
Alpha, say,
He does not
do you
want
see
the
my
conviction.
ears?
That much is
I
certain.
hear you.
So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
To the chase.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Oh, trust me, I'm quick. I can teleport. Also, the fact that the story doesn't progress if I'm not there, so...
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
That could be forever. We don't know
While
where
go
you
off
are.
on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
I might have to sneeze, so pardon me if I do. I mention it out loud to hopefully stifle. Because usually right when you say you need to sneeze, it won't happen. At least I'm not looking for shoe bills again. Ow, my eye.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
I mean, just because you know a lot
She does
about
seem
somebody.
awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Considering he never took off his damn helmet.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
I mean, that's right.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Please don't tell me you've confused Estinian for Elise. Estinian for Elise.
You look
Alphino
one
for...
taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
Oh my goodness. Yep, here it comes.
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood. The Azure Dragoon. He who fought
And of
and felled
course,
the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light side.
Gratia's gonna just start fanboying.
I
Yep.
think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Austinia's like, your friends are fucking weird.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
Oh god, that was great.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
He's growing up. What can we say? I think I'm gonna go with the second one.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Aziz La.
Aziz La? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Yep. Tiamat.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Aziz La, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azizlar together? I'm not sure if Tatari mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again, and I'll throw you overboard.
Had a nerve, huh?
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
No, I'd say he's pretty spot on.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt?
Nope. That all just sounds like Estinian to me. It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azizlar, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit. Oh, shit. Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Kruk is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us who has met Tiamat face to face. Yeah. I mean, it didn't hurt that I had Midgard's armor to help. Ah yes, you were a friend of her father. Sounds like Sounds like what happens is like, oh yeah, you know, your dad's my friend from work, kind of thing. I too have met with Tiamat. After the worm song, after the dragon song war came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored feelings of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kin was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is part of me. I feel his emotions as my own. And I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. I don't know why I said it like that. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pizza. Give me pizza. I want pizza. I want pizza. Also, I will say, as stupid as it is, I did not realize that the dragon fighting Lunar Bahamut in the trailer was Tiamat. Because the coloration is so different here in Azys Law. I've always seen Tiamat as like this weird, like, browny gray color. And since being out of Azys Law, Tiamat is like green. I just didn't make the connection. Which is kind of sad to say. I'm almost out of sody pop. I'm out of sody pop. Oops. That's not good. Sorry about that. I've had a bit of a problem with ants, so with that can on the ground, I just couldn't let it be there. My sire's mortal champion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man? And it does seem to be voiced, so...
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Yep. Because you're buried in your suffering. I guess I should be reading this. The Icon claimed their souls when he first manifested and robbed of their will. It became tools for Allagan's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Oh yeah, those guys, and from Coil. Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again, you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths of which you will not stoop? Oh, sorry.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished. Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Meracidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words will have to suffice. Shit. Recall, immortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
You tell her, Alpha, now. Shit. I'm sorry, I need to be reading Tiamat parts. When our own star faced annihilation, Heidelin granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Heidelin, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of men. Look at that smile. Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Futari's famous tea. And be indebted to her for some leaves and hot water? I think not. Blip, did you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanism? I didn't talk to them again. Gosh darn it. Bloop bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the Dragon Restraint Mechanism may only be undertaken by the Chief Technologist and or members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. I got a jar of blood, and guess what's inside it? Look, new user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Bloop. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Well, yeah, obviously I'm going to go with myself. It is now registered me as a member of the royal family. Bloop bloop error. Unable to disengage restraints with the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. No! Story of my life. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I could say. Confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. Like obsolete. Yeah, got it. I'm dumb. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. Can this thing release the restraints or no? It can, but only once it has received this requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Which until time, it'll float their spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop, I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the update process. Oh god. I'm getting... It sounds like Clippy or something. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Okay. Talk to these guys first. I don't know what possessed these Alligans to surround themselves with these chattering orbs, but the fact that they remain here while their creators do not speaks volumes. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these Allagan devices seem so easy. System update, please. For vengeance! Bloop guiding to user to terminal. This way, please. Okay, it's down. Oh. Yeah. Herpaderp. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alphino. The terminal appears to be similar to the ones we've encountered the first we set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Bloop. Access granted to user Crookseed and the adolescent Alizan companion. Master Z's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operations and is denied access privileges until further notice. Poor Estinian. He's like the grumpy old man that doesn't understand technology. It's like, hey guys, can you teach me how to work this VCR? Let's see. According to the terminal, the control system seems presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? White software 42.002, of course, but warning errors detected in the data management system. Estimated required time. It's okay, give it like 2 minutes, it'll go down. It says 5 years, but we all know, like, give it 5 minutes and it'll say, like, 7 minutes. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Are there any other operations? Or are there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Bloop bloop. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedures may have changed as a result of this update, and instructions, in my instructions, may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed that much. Oh, you don't know system updates. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we'll be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. Head nod. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Link Pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I'll be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there's something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. Excuse me. And it was the same in the legend, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. Or, the same in Ishgard. All the Ascians touch turned to ash, and thus you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Van Daniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I get. Yeah, enemy or no, I want to understand him. Because even if you're enemies, as long as you understand, you can. But did he not tell you that he was beyond reason? If he wishes to die, I say we oblige him. Well then, we understand that he wants to die. But perhaps that's the difference between me and you, or you and me. You see the good in people, even if it's but the faintest glimmer. I only hope that you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I have learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend your hand to friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. Blech. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. And I suggest you give me more voiced cutscenes, because I cannot read. Apparently. Hi, Eden. I cannot deny the logic in Austin's argument. Given all that is at stake, even the slightest lapse in our judgment could be the undoing of us all. I guess I'll talk to you again. Bleed Loop warning. Releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of the staff. Burn and take the countryside. Trogdor, Tiamat, what's the difference? Ooh, Tiamat. kinda not looking so hot in that picture, Tiamat. My brain box just don't work. Oh, this music. Don't eat the pork, see Tiamat. It may look like bacon, but it tastes like mud. Or clay, rather. Poor Alize.
No. I'm almost there.
We saw that shot from the trailer.
This is it, Angelo.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Answer me this, child of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allegan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fight together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as tools of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
Do it. Stamper.
Do it.
Oh, goddamn. I was literally just gonna be like, do it, and then he spoke for me. Be free, Tiamat. Be free. Excuse me. No, it's fine, Estinian. Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise. You see, now she looks green. I've never seen a dragon before, Alize. Actually, she might not have.
Urianger, your timing could not be better.
Ooh, yeah, Urianger, my favorite scion.
Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Well, that was convenient.
He flies for the largest amount of settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way.
As is my
Our enemy
wont.
awakes. Shall we?
Oh, I get it. You get to ride Tiamat, but no, you just leave us here. That's fine. Oh, yeah. This music. Please let this be an orchestration. Scroll that I can get. I mean, it's a dungeon song, so probably. Essie Vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. Ooh, I need this song. It's like a rock mix of the Imalja theme. It is weird seeing even dragons saying "Glory be to Garlemald." All that I have and more I bring to bear. Guessing the next boss should be soon. Probably one more pack. Seriously, I need this music at some point. I know I have 100 gauge, but... Oh, nice. What kind of coral is that? It's like a dragon coral. I dig it. Oh, I see. I got like, how many phone stacks? 2? Whoops. I'll let Alice handle one break if she doesn't do it. Alright. I figured she would do it before I got done with my shit, so... That's why I like to bring LSAs, because sometimes I just plain forget to use my limit break on the not final bosses. So, LSA remembers to do it for me. Ooh, the chests are nice here too.
What took you so long?
Oh, you know, bosses.
The Imalja are in trouble. Let's split up.
I should have brought Alphino to see what he would have said about all the Istini and stuff, but I just like Urianger as a healer more. Oh, Emmerich. Wait, I don't know why I stopped doing my... Yeah, Well, it looks like Urianger casting Death. Man, getting aiming stuff, but I don't need the aiming stuff. I mean, glamour-wise, I do.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, save that good boy Amalja. Oof. I was gonna say, God, Tiamat's strong, but I think that's kind of like a given. But... oh, I don't know why I thought it was going to be coming from a different side. I am dumb. Soon it's going to push us off soon. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see those missiles. Whoops, daisy. God dang it. Just want to learn breaking fools. That's a weird boss, but I dig it. It's cool that it's not just, you know, big dude in arena. It's a little different. The tower. Ooh, this looks cool. Durgan. Mine. You can't have it. Sorry, Urianger. You may be my favorite, but not that much of my favorite. My dragon. Half of me wonders why I started doing tech steps since Tiamat's here, but she's not doing as much damage this time, it seems. I say as she's like, yeah, well then, I will then, to prove you wrong. Hi, Bahamut. I want it up this time. Did you fucker stop using that move? Oh. I figure it's only the Imperial that survived the attack. And not, you know, the motherfucking dragons. Throw a theorem? Theorem? Tiamat gonna lose. Mega Flare. That's a cool little intro. At least I know that attack kind of looks like a quick. It looks like his auto attack kind of like cleaves in a circle, but should have expected some off mornings. It is a dragon after all. You suck. You jerk. I was gonna do that this time. Dance Bahamut to death. Dance off, bro. Nope, I didn't make it in time though. We're here. We swear we're here. We did stuff. I think it's weird that Lunar Bahamut was the first Lunar Primal that we ended up beating. But hey, I can dig it. Tiamat doesn't seem too bad hurt either. That's good. Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt. By your deeds we are set free, and free we shall remain, as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow. Dragon Nod.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Ooh.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more.
I've always liked the Imalaja. They're pretty
Your
cool.
fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury.
Indeed.
I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Imalja.
You know, until I decide to go and do some Imalaja Beast Tribe dailies and kill other
It would
Imalaja.
certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Not that I don't have that maxed out already, but... It's like, where's this idiot? Oh yeah, we never did see Ehrenwald and Fordola. But they were inside the tower in one of those trailers. Speak of the devil. So we should be seeing Lunar Ifrit. Ooh. It squishes when you walk.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
What have I done?
It's too late for them. We're leaving, now.
Ooh. There he is.
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together.
And he's dead. I swear, if that's where this whole story leaves off. I mean, I'm sure that's how it's going to, but let's be real. Standing here and worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave scions! That was quite the deep voice for Her Majesty.
Would that I could treat you with a hero's welcome, but I bear bring us urgent news from that place.
Okay, I'll stop that. Your Grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Fageltan, they came upon the two scouts sent to nearby the tower. I have yet to hear the full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, had been wounded and was dragged away by the other. Looks like he's trying to target two people too fast. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Can you tell us of Arnveld's condition, Your Grace? The wounded scout? Not save that it is grave. I'm just going to say it to surgeons. The surgeons tend to him as we speak. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but same difference. The infirmary must be undated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Crook, Estinian, would you mind going after Alpha now? He may need some support from someone other than me. Huh? Very well. I thought he was going to tell her off or something. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Fageltan. Oh, it's like Pagelthon. Come on, then. Oh no, the sad music. He's dead.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
Nope. He did.
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
Huh, I mean, that's better than I thought.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Excuse me.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know.
This is gonna piss her off.
I could have...
could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light.
This is true.
People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
I mean, yes and no.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
There you go.
All life is precious! To grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. The world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you'll not be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Nope. We would have marked the road for those who would follow. Although, nice title drop. I think the quest name was Dust in the Wind, if I remember correctly.
Don't die so easily.
Off nice pipe. Oh, he's not pouting. Usually he'd be sulking. No, I guess he is pouting. Or sulking. I know. There's nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Silence of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the fragrant chamber. Or fragrant chamber. Fragrant. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? Austinian's probably gonna be like, nah, I'm good. Oh wow, he's actually coming. Pippin!
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide.
Chirurgeons,
and
okay.
that you have my word.
I always just call them surgeons, because
Now,
we're always
we will
healers.
share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
Not that I'm gonna remember chirurgeons for the next time the word comes up, because it'll probably be like a while from now. Listen to the tiny Raban.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fandaniel would doubtless have it.
Yeah.
It is now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive.
Yeah, I mean, that about sums it up.
They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
Also makes sense.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned.
Oh.
At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities.
So that would be the Ravana and the Odin ones that we saw in the trailer?
For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak. Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort.
Okay, so this is the
Pray,
end of
conserve your
this patch.
strength for now.
I don't wanna.
After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amarja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Pagelfal. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
Here, here.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
I knew that was coming. I knew head nods were coming. I mean, I was waiting for it, like tensed up, was ready to just at any moment. Oh, trust me, I'm steeled. I'm ready to go. Alright then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. Alphinaud's gonna want to stay here. That includes you, Alphinaud. Arenvald is in good hands here. Of course. You would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength in readiness for the upcoming challenges. If all are in agreement, then I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. Something's happened. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades equally await our return, and Krell, in particular, has a few matters she is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian. Believe it or not, but you will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought that you were avoiding that Valdesian woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Scary. Let's get this over with, shall we? I still think those guys' armor, not the one in the back, but the guard in front, kind of looks like this guy. Slightly looks like the Blue Mage Empyrean armor from 11. But on that note, let us return to the Rising Stones. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Wonder if we're gonna get a new outfit next in 5.55. Because we got one, I believe in ARR, we got one in Heaven's Word, we got one in Stormblood, I think. And yeah. Hopefully Kitari gives us a new outfit. I mean, probably won't wear it, but depending on how it looks, we might have some uses for it.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald.
Edifice, okay.
Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophori's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Charlotte.
Ooh. Graha's like, that's not gonna fucking work.
Possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlian's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
What he
I
said.
well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlian's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that.
You can be damn well that they're going to try.
Mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlian at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay.
You. Oh, me.
After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Heidelin's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
What day in the Crystarium? I don't remember. The Star Shower, I think? Or... I don't remember. I don't remember Hydaelyn speaking to me in Shadowbringers. I'm gonna just say that...
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the First, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
I like where this is going, I think.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Krile, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I'm able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reem. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
Exactly.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular.
Or we could go to Silver Tier. Maybe?
Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times.
So I want Alphinaud to go.
We stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
Aw, this puppy dog eyes.
You
Like,
see the world
please?
the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You're idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo. You inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less.
Yep.
And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go.
Aww.
If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Estinian, get!
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
She looks so happy.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Charlian, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Yeah! There's something in there that looks different than the other ones.
Well, does this one meet with your approval?
No.
Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh,
no.
Hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
So I'm trying to look at all the weapons.
This nation, forged for us,
There's a hammer.
finally prove its worth.
Or a giant mace, I guess. I don't remember if that's in the game or not.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
See, and the mace is in the middle, too. So I'm thinking it might be that mace.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Because it's close enough for him to grab it. Yep, it's that mace.
Well, not quite what I was expecting. Though I will say...
Oh, he passed it.
It does seem rather apt.
Damn you. Damn you all to hell. Ah! Well, he drew it. It sounded like some kind of sword coming from a sheath, but again, it could be a red herring. And, well, that's it for my journey through patch 5.5. MSQ, at least. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I really loved the dungeon. And honestly, like, it was predictable up until after the dungeon. Really. I didn't expect to be talking about Heidelin so soon, or her blessing. And for whatever reason, it didn't occur to me that Kryle might go back to Charlia. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. As always, I figured I was gonna want more. But we'll have to wait until late May for that, unfortunately. And that tease, that motherfucking tease of Zenos' weapon. I thought he was going to go for that hammer. It was right in front of him, pretty much. When he started walking the direction, I'm like, oh no, he's going to be, his new job is hammer. Or mace, or whatever. I didn't want that, because I'm not sure if that's a weapon in the game or not. I don't remember seeing it. Pumpkin Butler, I just saw you jump behind this desk. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if it's an actual weapon in the game or not. So, to me, it was new. So I assumed that's what he was going to grab, but no. It was hiding behind the pillar. And of course, they just trolling us even harder. But, hopefully at FanFest, hopefully he's the new job. And at FanFest, they reveal what it is. Which, at FanFest, they are going to reveal what it is. I just hope it's Zenos' job. And I hope it's a Scythe class. Just because of that rumor. Because, I mean, if you haven't noticed, it's a Scythe Edge boy. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this patch. And I bet you the next patch is going to be even better. But, that's it from me. Time to go look through all of the new furnishings, run Paglathon a lot, and unlock Diamond Weapon and Nier. So, I'm going to be busy doing all of that. So, this is the Hexman, and I am out. Say bye, Kruk. Bye.